Okay.
نعم. السلام عليكم.
Let me fix the chair situation.
Yes, maybe. All right. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. So towards the end of last class, we um we finished chapter 2 and we started on chapter 3. So we're going to um start off with chapter 3, الدرس الثالث. And just as a quick reminder, we've been talking about ism and al-asma, right? And we talked about first the 5 qualities and then the 4 characteristics. So really quickly, what are the 5 qualities? Takes tanween and alif lam. Yes.
Yeah.
It comes after ya al-munada. Yeah, yeah. Falling. Ta marbuta. Good. And it takes kasra. Good. And so we're going to change this just a little bit. Takes kasra to majroor. Okay. Remember we talked about that, the 3 different cases. Instead of now, because we're evolving now that we know what it means, instead of saying takes kasra, we'll say majroor. Okay. Then the 4 characteristics of an ism. What are they?
Iraq.
I'rab is the first one, which is
State.
the state of the word. Good. Then al-adad. Yes, which is plurality, the number. And
Jins, the gender.
jins. Good. The gender of the word. And the last one, which we spoke about in depth last time. Good. النكرة والمعرفة. Definite and indefinite. Okay. So from i'rab, the state, there are three types, right? The raf, or we're saying is marfu', the nasb, and we're saying nasab, and we're saying mansub, and the last one is jar, and we're saying majrur. Very good. Okay. So we finished off chapter 2 and we started on chapter 3 at Dars al-Thalith. And this was specifically talking about what? Alif Lam. Okay? When you add Alif Lam to the beginning of the word, it makes it definite. So the difference between a car versus the car. When you say the car, you're talking about a very specific car, right? A car could just mean any car. So the main rule here to take away from Alif Lam is a word that is ma'rifa cannot have tanween. Very good. So no word has alif lam and tanween together. Okay? No word has alif lam and tanween together. And the second is proper nouns still have tanween. So a word like Muhammadun, even though it has tanween, it's still considered to be considered ma'rifa, to be considered um specific, to be known. Why? Because when you say someone's name, you're talking about a specific person. Okay? So that's just really quickly what we covered last time. Now, we started to read from here, and what we're gonna do for today, I'm gonna because people are still coming in. I'm going to the person. One of the things I want to make clarification on is the ayat tilka rusulu faddalna ba'dahum ala ba'd. There's someone who asked a question about that as well, sent an email about that. Is that person in class out right now? If not, then I'll just wait a little bit later on to address it. Maybe online? Okay. So we're gonna wait a little bit to address that. But there's a I'm gonna emphasize more on that in a little bit. Okay. So for now, we're gonna go in this book, and we're going to start with practice for using alif lam, because like I mentioned last time, this is the introduction to sentences. Okay. Um, so give me two people that can read, have the book. Okay, we're on page 14.
It's 14.
Yes, someone here?
Which page?
14. Okay, all right. So you can go ahead, you just do the odd ones, you can do the even ones. Okay, so you can start off with number one. Okay,
14, right?
yeah, it's the beginning of the third chapter. Next one. No, right. Oh, one more page, one more page. Yes, so you'll start, you read the odd ones, okay? One. So start with one.
الكتاب جديد والكلام وكلام قديم.
Very good. الكتاب جديد والقلم قديم. والقلم قديم. Can you try translating that?
So the books is new.
The book, singular.
The book is new.
Very good. The book is new.
Kalam قديم. قديم. It's old.
What is qalam?
It's pen.
Pen. Good. And the pen is old. والقلم قديم. The pen is old. Go ahead. Very good. الحمار صغير والحصان كبير. Can you try translating that? The horse. The horse. The donkey is small and the horse is big. Number three. Oh, yeah, number three.
الكرسي مكسور
الكرسي. الكرسي. Not on.
So the chair is broken.
It's not on. الكرسي.
الكرسي الكرسي
Good. الكرسي مكسور. The chair is broken. Very good. Go ahead. Good. Indeed is a napkin or a handkerchief. Good. The handkerchief is dirty. Next. Page 14.
الماء الماء بارد.
Good. الماء بارد.
ماء is water, right?
Yes.
Uh, I don't know this meaning.
Bارد is cold.
The water is cold.
The water is cold. Good. Next. The moon. القمر جميل. The moon is beautiful. Very good. Next.
البيت قريب
قريب.
والمسجد بعيد.
بعيد. Very good.
البيت house قريب is far.
It's close.
Far is close.
Yes.
Okay. والمسجد بعيد.
والمسجد
بعيد.
بعيد.
So and the mosque right.
Maybe the opposite.
So it's close by.
No, far. قريب is close and بعيد is far. Yes. So البيت قريب, the house is close. والمسجد بعيد, and the masjid is far. Next one. Very good. الحجر ثقيل والورق خفيف. ورق is paper. Good. الحجر ثقيل, the rock is heavy. والورق خفيف, the paper is light. Next.
اللبن حار.
Good. اللبن حار.
Salt, right?
Salt, no.
It,
Milk.
milk.
Yeah.
Harun is things warm, right?
Hot. Yes. The milk is hot. And then the last one. القميص نظيف. The shirt is clean. Very good. So,
What is water? Water is ma?
yes.
Yes, ma.
ماء. Yes.
Thank
ميم ألف همزة ماء. الماء, the water. باردٌ is cold. Yes. Okay. So we will go now to because I had asked you to do the fill in the blank exercises for homework. So I will send the answers to those on the group if you're in the WhatsApp group chat. Let's go to page 17 at the top and we'll continue the same exercise. This is using the vocabulary words in practice. So go ahead. Two other people. Someone want to read? Okay. And then one person here. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. You can start with number one.
Next page. Next page, 17.
17.
Uh, Maktum Maksulun,
No.
the pages are not matching. Al-Qamar, schedule. It says,
Oh, look at 17 on the page, not in the PDF. If you look at the PDF number, it'll incorporate the words on the pages at the beginning of the book as 1, 2, and 3. So your pages will be off. This is page 17 of the actual book. The one, and it looks like a V. Sorry? Yes.
Oh.
So first one is An-Najmu Ba'idun. Good. And how do you translate that? A star is far. Very good. Next one. الرجل واقف. The man is standing. Number 3. السكر حلو. Translate it. السكر is sugar.
Sugar. As-sukar was sugar. As-sukar is sugar and hormone is sweet.
The sugar is sweet. Very good. Next. Good. الطالب مريض.
Is sick. I don't know what the first.
Student. The student is sick. Number 5. الديك جميل. الديك is a rooster. The rooster is? The rooster is beautiful. Very good. Go ahead. Good. Daftar is a notebook. Very good. الدفتر جديد. The notebook is new. Next. Say it one more time. Very good. التاجر غني. Can you say that? Tajir is a businessman. Is a business, the businessman or the merchant is rich. Ghani means rich. Next. Good. الدكان مفتوح. Good. And the next one. The store is open. The store is open. Yes. Next. Very good. الولد فقير. The boy is poor. Very good. Next. Very good. التفاح لذيذ. The app. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm not sure.
The apple is tasty or delicious. And then the last one again. الطبيب. الطبيب طويل والمريض قصير. Translate it. The doctor is tall. Very good. The doctor is tall and the patient is short. Okay. So the chat is not being monitored. It's just today I'm not writing on the board. So if you want to ask a question, you'll have to say something to get my attention. Someone asked, how do you say patient? How do you say patient? The marid. Patient, I shouldn't say that's patient, or the sick person is patient. Marid. Mumarrada is the nurse. Okay, go to page 19 now. And this is a different it's a little bit different than just a rule, but this is something that's very helpful both in Arabic and in reading the Quran. Okay, so this is called al-huruf al-qamariyya wal-huruf al-shamsiyya, the sun letters and the moon letters. Al-qamariyya are the moon letters and shamsiyya are the sun letters. The way that we say a sukoon in Arabic, the sukoon, when alif lam is there, depends on what kind of letter there is. Okay, so you have two lists here. The right side is al-huruf al-qamariyya, and the left side is al-huruf al-shamsiyya. The right side are the moon letters, and the left side are the sun letters. Okay, now when you have an alif lam that is before a given word, at the beginning of a word, then whether or not you say the lam, whether or not you verbalize the lam, will depend on what kind of a letter follows after it. If it is a moon letter, then you pronounce the lam. If it's a sun letter, then you skip the lam and you go straight to the first letter of the word. Okay? So I'll read these. And most of the time, the thing is, if you regularly read Quran, okay, this is something that's just going to be a habit that you picked up unknowingly. Okay. So on the right side, you pronounce the lam. You say al abu, al abu, the father. On the left side for Shamsiya, you say at tajiru, at tajiru. So you're completely skipping the lam. It's as if it's not there. Okay. And it's pretty straightforward, but here are the letters for al-qamariyya are alif, ba, jim, ha, qa, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, mim, waw, ha, and ya. Okay, so I'm just reading it right off of here. So that's something you have to take notes on. But I'm just reading it right after the number on the right list. On the left list for Shamsiya, the letters are ta, fa, dal, zal, ra, za, sin, shin, sad, bod, ta, Dha, Lam, and Noon. Okay. So I'll just go through the list real quick so you can have the words because not all of them, I don't think all of them come up in the new word section. Al-Abu means the father or dad. And then I'll go down. Al-Babu means the door. Al-Jannatu means the garden or, Jannah. Al-Himaru means the donkey. Al-Khubzu means bread, the bread. Al-Ainu means the eye. Al-Ghada'u means lunch. Al-Famu means mouth. Al-Qamaru means the moon. Al-Kalbu means the dog. Al-Ma'u means water. Al-Waladu means the boy. Al-Hawa'u means the air. And Al-Yadu means the hand. Then on the left side, At-Tajiru means the merchant or the businessman. Athawbu means the thobe, the thobe that we wear, the men wear. Ad-Diku means the rooster. Al-Dhahabu means the gold. Yeah, the rooster.
I think this is Fatao.
Yeah, it's a kasra. It's a kasra. So you'll notice it's written in the book like that. When you have a shadda is when you make two of the same letters. It looks like a small W on the letters. Typically, kasra is written at the bottom of the letter. But when you have a shadda, it's written under the shadda. Okay? So it's written on top of the letter, but it's written under the shadda. That's how you know it's kasra. Ad-diku, the rooster. Then al-dhahabu, gold. Al-rajulu, the man. Az-zahratu, the flower. As-samaku, the fish. Ash-shamsu, the sun. As-sadaru, or as-sadaru, the chest. Al-dayfu, the guest. Al-talibu, the student. Al-dhahru, al-dhahru, the fatha and the dha. Al-dhahru, the back, like a person's back. Al-lahmu, meat, meat like what you eat, meat. An-najmu, the star.
Is Sadiru the chest or the chest?
Chest. Okay. Right. So now with that, we will switch over to chapter 4. Okay. Ad-darsu al-rabi'u, the fourth lesson. But before we do that, I'll go back to tilka rusul. Okay. So here's the question. It's not on the board anymore, but um I said that there were we made two charts. The top one had 4 words, the bottom one had 4 words, right? هذا هذه ذلك تلك. That's the top one. The bottom one, هؤلاء هؤلاء أولئك أولئك. All of that we have not covered yet. Okay, so you don't need to know that yet. The top 4 we have covered. هذا هذه ذلك تلك. Okay, so the masculine ones are هذا and ذلك. The feminine ones are هذه and تلك. The ones for something that's close by are هذا and هذه. The ones for something that are further away are ذلك and تلك. Very good. Okay, so now it's not meant to be introduced already at this stage, and we'll go into a little bit more depth when we get there. But when you have a plural in Arabic that is that does not have an intellect, okay, things like animals, buildings, objects, things like this, then when you make it plural, it turns feminine, even if originally it was masculine. So, for example, chair. I would say هذا كرسي. Then when you want to say a bunch of chairs, 3 or more chairs, you would say كراسي. كراسي. That's the plural of kursi. كراسي. When you want to use ism al-ishara, the pointing noun, the pointing word, to those chairs or these chairs or those chairs, then it will be used, the feminine word will be used there. So you say هذه كراسي, or you say تلك كراسي. Okay, so you say هذه or تلك because they're inanimate, they're not actual objects. If you were saying it for a group of intellectual beings, and you said these, you would say, let's say, for example, students. طالب is one, طالب, as we covered. Its plural is طلاب. Its plural is طلاب. So you say هذا طالب, or if it's a female, you would say هذه طالبة, because you had the time marbuta. But when you put it plural, you don't say ذلك or تلك. You use هؤلاء or أولئك. So you say هؤلاء الطلاب or أولئك الطلاب. These students and those students. There will be a whole chapter when we cover this. There's a very interesting question from last week. Why is it تلك الرسل? Because الرسل, when you think about it, is an intellectual being. Now there are examples in Arabic where you have something that is seemingly intellectual, but then the opposite will be used. Okay? But after the question was asked, I looked it up in 10 different tafsir books. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use the word tilka in this situation? It's actually very interesting when I thought about it myself, because the first answer I gave was because ar-rusul was plural. But I wasn't completely satisfied with that either. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use it here? 2 reasons. There's 2 reasons why the Mufassirun use it here. Why they say that it's tilka rusul here. The first is because ar-rusul is it's called in Arabic, it's called jam' at-taksir. It is a broken plural. So you have 3 different types of ways that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses makes a word plural. So you have Muslim, right? You have the word Muslim. How do you say a lot of Muslims? Muslimun. Good. So this is an addition with no change. Okay, that's one type of word. Okay. As-sama is the sky. What is the plural of as-sama? Samawat. Okay. This is also not a big change. All you're doing is adding alif ta at the end. Then you have words that are changing the structure of the way that it actually looks. So in the first two examples, you're only adding a waw and a noon. And the second example, you're adding an alif and a ta. But the original word is staying intact. Yes? So the third category is when the entire word changes. When the entire word changes to become plural, it's called jam' taksir, a broken plural, meaning it's breaking the word. So one example of that is what I just gave you. Kursi to tarasi. You're adding an alif in the middle, you're breaking up the word. Okay, so that's one example. Ar-rusul is also like that because the original word is what? Rasul. So what are you doing? How are you breaking this word when you say rusul?
Yes, broken because Rasul and then it's a Rasul.
So what's the change? You're taking out the wow. You're removing something. So you're breaking the original word as it is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does this multiple times throughout the Quran, where if a word is jam' taksir, then the word you can use masculine or feminine with it. That word in and of itself is considered masculine or feminine. This is more advanced for our class. I just thought that was a faida because I looked that up and multiple different books said this. So we have a number of different examples in the Quran, and as you're reading to the Quran, you'll notice it being used with a very specific word that we read a lot. That is al-malaika. So the singular of malaika is malak. The singular is malak. Then the plural is malaika. So now it is feminine, right? Because the you would think that it was feminine because it has the tam and buta and the whole word changes. Jam' taksir, when the whole word changes, it turns the entire word into either masculine or feminine, but it's up to the user to use it as they want. So for example, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring to when the angels came to Maryam, salam alayha, he would say, وَإِذْ قَالَتِ الْمَلَائِكَةِ, when the angels said. Now, قَالَتِ with the ta at the end makes it mean that the word malaika is feminine. But then in other places in the Quran, like Allah is talking about who guard the says, وَيَفْعَلُونَ مَا يُؤْمَرُونَ. They do whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands them to do. The ya here in the two verbs and the waw noon at the end for a masculine word. So Allah ta'ala differs that he uses it. Another example is in Surah Hujurat at the end. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he says, وَقَالَتِ الْأَعْرَابُ وَقَالَتِ الْأَعْرَابُ آمَنَّا. The A'rab are people, and it's plural. However, still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does puts a feminine verb there because it can be used either way. Now, so that's one part of the equation. The second part of the equation is this. Why is it tilka, when I said that when it's for things of intellect, you would say ha'ula or ulaik. The Mufassirun, they say that because there's a missing word there, not missing because it's forgotten in the Quran, it's missing because in Arabic, or even in speech, you don't have to say every single word every single time, right? So the word that this is pointing towards is jama'ah. The word jama'atun. Jama'atun means group of people. Okay? So it's not present in the ayah. So tilka al-jama'atu. Tilka al-jama'atu. This is the reason why it is for non-intellectual, because the word jama'a, even though it can refer to a group of people, is not referring to any. It's not a intellectual. It's not a word that denotes intellectuality in and of itself. That's why it is used tilka instead of haula. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe going back to that also, right? So if there's this could be also a reason that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like when Allah wants to emphasize something, he does change the ruling, and he does like whenever he wants to emphasize something, like he does change some rules, right?
Yes. So this is one of
There is nothing in that case.
this. Well, the reason why, according to Arabic grammar, is what I explained. Why Allah did it in this situation? That's one possibility. Yeah. Because when you have one set of rules that are going and then the rule changes automatically, it makes you wake up and think. That's one of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he does in the Quran. He'll change the flow and it'll cause the person who's listening to pay more attention. What just happened? Why did this happen? It's one of the things about the Quran. It's one of the ways that the Quran is constructed. Um but what I'm explaining right now is the nahwa of it, the grammar of it. Why? How is it defensible? How is it justifiable that tilka is used here? These are the two reasons. The first part of it is why? Because um because it's jama' taksir, a broken plural. That's why it turns feminine. It has, you can turn it feminine. And why is it dhalika? Why is it tilka instead of haula or ulaika? Because it's referring to the jama'ah. Does that make sense? Okay. So for today, for the person that asked the question, does that make sense? Okay. So for today, what are we going to do? We're going to start with harf jar. Harf jar. What is harf jar? We already know what harf means. Yes? We know what harf means. What does harf mean?
Preposition.
Sorry?
Preposition.
Preposition. Okay. It's a word that has it has a meaning, but it cannot be used in and of itself and still make sense. Jar is something that makes something else have a kasra or majroor. So we're going to go over four words. Fi, ala, min, ila. Okay. So fi, ala, min, ila. Fi means in or at. Ala means on or upon. Min means from, and ila means to. Okay? What is the rule here? Whenever you have a harf jar, then the word that is coming after it, the word that's coming after it is automatically going to be majroor. It's automatically going to be majroor. It's going to have a kasra. Okay? So these are harf jar. And I'll tell you this, but if you don't remember this part of it, this is okay. Okay. اسم اسم مجرور. These four are called harf. These are the words that turn the next word into majroor, to force it to have a kasra. Ism majroor is the word that it's being applied to. Is the word that it is being applied to. So I'll read at the top. It says ad-darsu ar-rabi'u, the fourth lesson. The fourth lesson. And the first part here, alif, it says that it gives the examples of it being used. Okay? Al-baytu. Al-baytu. So here, as just as a reminder, the default in any given word is marfu. So you would start off with dhamma. Okay, for ism, the default is for it to end in dhamma. That's the default, unless there's a reason for it to change.
Any word, any word?
So at this stage, yes, yes. The default for an ism is that it starts off in marfu, unless there's a reason to change it. When are there reasons to change? This is the first thing that this is the first example that we're starting with. El baytu, the house. Fil bayti, fil bayti, in the house. Fil bayti. So we said al baytu and it ended with dhamma before, but now because of the fi, okay, it ends in a kasra on al bayti. Al bayti. Al masjidu fil masjidi. So the translation for both of these, in the house and in the masjid. In the house and in the masjid. Now next one is on or upon, on top of. Al-maktabu. Al-maktabu.
Maktabu or Maktabi?
Al-maktabu.
So I thought we said Kasri.
I didn't read that yet. I'm still coming to it.
Sorry.
على المكتب. على المكتب. On the desk. السرير is the bed. السرير على السرير. على السرير. On the bed. Okay? So على المكتب is on the table. على السرير is on the bed. Okay. So you get two more people to read. Okay. Anyone over here want to try? Okay. So go ahead. You can ask the question. Just ask the question on the right side. She'll give the answer. أين محمد? Where is Muhammad? We want to see all of the tashkil. I have to say something on the ta at the end. في في الغرفة. Very good. هو في الغرفة. هو في الغرفة. He is in the room. He is in. Again? وأين ياسر? ياسر. Where is Yasir? And the answer? هو في الحمام. He is in the bath. Go ahead. Almost. Aminatu. وأين آمنة? Where is Amina? An answer? هي في المطبخ. She is in the kitchen. Next. أين الكتاب? Very good. Where is the book? Good. Go ahead. The answer. هو على المكتب. It is on the desk. The last one. It is on the desk. Last one.
minus,
وأين الساعة? Good. Where is the watch? The answer? Hmm? هي على السرير. Very good. What does that mean? It's on the bed. Okay. So this went over two words. Okay. These words we're going to go a little bit more in depth on at a later time, and I'm going to give you a list of them. But for now, huwa. Huwa means it is or he is. One of the two. He is or it is. Okay, so huwa fil ghurfa is talking about Muhammad. Huwa is referring to him, he. The kitab is also being referred to by huwa. Huwa ala al-maktabi. It is on the bed. The next is hiya. Hiya means it is, again, for something feminine, or she is. Okay? So it says, Amina, hiya fil matbakhi. Hiya fil matbakhi. She is, okay, in the kitchen. And aina sa'a, it is on the bed. Does that make sense? Okay. This hiya. Hiya means it is or she is. Okay. So this will be the last thing for now. Um for Isha. But what we're going to do next time is we're going to read over Iqra Waktub at the bottom of page 22 to read and write. So if you can kind of familiarize yourself with that, that would be good. But for practice in reading and writing, I want you to try on page 21, the same page that we just read, try exercise 1. It says Ajib anil as'ilatil atiya. Answer the following questions. Okay? So it's the same questions that were in this little story up here in Ba, but what we're going to do is answer the questions after understanding them by ourselves. Okay? And here's the last thing that we're going to do right now. Alif on page 23, it says, uh, there are lists of names that are masculine, male names, and a list on the left side that are feminine. Women's names in Arabic do not take tanween. They don't take tanween. Okay, so I'll read the list in Arabic for men real fast. Muhammadun, Khalidun, Hamidun, Yasirun, Ammarun, Sa'idun, Aliyun, and Abbasun. And then the female names, Aminatu, so not Tun, Aminatu, Allah, Allah, Allah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. حي على الصلاة. لا حول. طيب. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. So just to end off here, the feminine female names: Aminatu, Zainabu, Fatimatu, Maryamu, Aishatu, Khadijatu, Safiyatu, and Ruqayyatu. These words don't take tanween. You don't say Aishatun, say Aishatu. Okay? So that was just a added part of this lesson. So I encourage you to try to do exercise 1 on page 21. أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية. Then I'll put the answers in the WhatsApp group chat, inshallah. And then from next time we'll start with اقرأ واكتب, and we'll finish off this chapter in the first half, and then we'll cover the second portion of forming sentences, which is مضاف مضاف إليه, inshallah. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. السلام عليكم.